Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Gen X Online TV, and also a TikTok channel, and I'll put the link below. If you have followed my videos, you probably have seen my previous video. I think I did this 2 weeks ago, and I spoke about the normalization of relations between Saudi and Iran and Saudi and Israel. And what I said in that video is that Saudi has decided to go and normalize their relations with Iran simply because they are within the same region, and Saudi has found out that they cannot have antagonistic relations in the region, because if they are to prosper together, they have to be united. They have to work together because they are neighbors. You don't choose your neighbor. As you have seen the map, Saudi is way inside the Strait of Hormuz, and when you're coming inside, then when you're coming outside, there's a Strait of Hormuz, which is by large controlled by Iran. So if these people are not getting along, no one can do business peacefully. And I think through that, they decide to normalize their relations, and this was broken by China. But again, at the same token, there were discussion about the normalization of relations between Saudi and Israel. And I said that the normalization of relations between Saudi and Israel is conditional. And the condition is that they have to make sure, Israel have to make sure that they work with Palestinians, bring peace to the region. They have to remove all the barriers that they put to Gazan people, where they're living in an open air prison. They have 550 checkpoints, and all these checkpoints are controlled by Israel, right? So they decide what goes in and what comes out. So the people of Gaza are living in a dire condition. 2.5 million people living in small area. It's really difficult for them. So Saudi wants that to be lifted, and they want at least to return to 1967 borders, so where Palestinian people will have their own self-determination in part of their land and live peacefully side by side by the Israel. So the normalization did not go through. As of Saturday, we have seen these attacks of Hamas in Israel territory, and also Israel has been bombing indiscriminately populations inside Gaza. They use, this has not been verified, but they have said that Israel has used phosphorus, and this is banned ammunition. It creates respiratory problem, and when it hits the area, it will disseminate people and what is around there. And some other people have claimed that Israel has used cluster bombs, and all these are banned by international relations. So having said that, with that relation not being normalized and this war has happened, it really brought the Middle Eastern countries together. And now they're going to have a meeting, I think tomorrow, that's going to be in Egypt. They're going to discuss about what's going on and how they're going to go about bringing peace to the region and ensure that no more killings in Israel-Palestinian area. But I wanted just to bring this perspective and show you that the conditions that were put in place have been broken by how much Israel is pounding this small area. Some people are thinking this is a war crime, because if you're fighting a group, which is Hamas, then you have to figure out a way to engage with the militants, right? But if you throw in bombs, it kills people indiscriminately, children, women, the elderly people, you know, in a small place that is very cramped by so many people. That is an act of war crime. We have seen in Ukraine, every country has been crying about Russia's use of cluster bomb, indiscriminately bombing a residential area. Many countries in the West, actually, they were vocal about that. They came out and protest. But when they see this very same thing is happening against Palestinians, they went mute, and everyone says they support Israel, whereas Israel is violating international law by killing people indiscriminately. Yes, we are not condone. We are not supporting what Hamas has done, but when we look at the history and how things have been, this is what has created the conditions that we have right now. When you restrict people so much where they cannot have a life, where they have nothing to lose anymore, they resolve on fighting for their freedom, they can do unthinkable. The same techniques and tactics have been used by South Africa during apartheid regime, because apartheid regime that was practiced in South Africa was so bad. They were restricting people. They had borders. There are certain areas South African could not go to these areas, you know. They were being shot, killed, summary executions, and that's what has been happening in Palestine, right? So that has created the condition that we have right now. So if we are to address this problem, we have to get into the root cause of this issue, of the conflict. And I think what the Arab League and Arab countries that are going to sit and discuss tomorrow is going to be a way to solve this problem at least once and for all. So I think in this meeting, Iran will be part of it, because the relations have been normalized with Saudi Arabia and some other Gulf nations. So they'll be attending. I don't think if Israel will be a part of it, but let's wait and hear. Thank you so much.